Good morning, first grade. All right, we have a geode. This is our first one from Module 4. So today we'll read Cinderella. I'll read it through like normal, and then you can practice reading yourself. And you'll see the other geodes for Module 4 in that link in the library, just like we've used all year. And with the end of the year quickly approaching, we may not get to read all of the geodes. So if there's one that sticks out and looks interesting to you, feel free to check it out. I mean, we may end up getting to it, but we also may not. So if there's anything that you wanted to, look at or read, feel free to look at any of the other geodes in that library, if you'd like. All right, this is Cinderella, retold by Rachel Hilton. Once upon a time there was a girl with a wicked stepmother and two wicked stepsisters. From sun-up to sunset they made her scrub and polish. Her dress was black from ash and grime. Her stepsisters gave her the nickname Cinderella. One day the prince gave a ball at his castle. "I wish I could go," Cinderella said. "Not in those rags," her stepsister said. "Now help us dress." When they left, Cinderella wept. Pop! Her fairy godmother was at her side. "Do not be sad, little one. Bring me a pumpkin, a rat, and 6 mice." She lifted her magic wand. Swish! "Now," she said, "bring me 6 lizards from by the pig pen." Swish! "Tut, tut," said the godmother. "You cannot dance in rags." Swish! Last of all she gave Cinderella 2 glass slippers. "But, little one," she said, "you must be home by midnight. When the clock strikes, your fine dress will be rags." "I will," said Cinderella. "Thank you." Off she went. At the ball the prince himself came to ask her to dance, and dance, and dance. Boing, boing, the clock struck and Cinderella ran. As she fled, oh, she lost a glass slipper. She could not stop. The prince went from home to home. He made each girl try on the slipper. "If it fits, you shall be my bride." Sorry. If it fits, you shall be my bride," he said. At Cinderella's home, the stepsisters twisted. They grunted. The slipper did not fit. "May I try?" said Cinderella. "It fit. It is you," said the prince. Swish! Off they went to dance, and dance, and dance. All right, and the more says very few fairy tales are actually about fairies, but they do include some form of magic. Fairy tales are easy to recognize. The short tales often feature kings and queens. They also include common folk such as shoemakers and woodcutters. Talking animals and magical helpers appear in many fairy tales too. Several fairy tales begin with the phrase "once upon a time." In the end, the wicked are often punished and the good live happily ever after. The term fairy tale was first used by wealthy French women in the king's court. They shared stories they called contes fets, or stories of fairies, fees maybe, contes fees, or stories of fairies. Some of the stories were brand new, others were based on old folk tales. All the stories add a bit of magic to the world. All right, so we had talked about all the elements in a Cinderella story, and in really any fairy tale, you will see some of those elements, like the good and bad characters, some type of magic. And then in Cinderella specifically, that proof of identity, having that shoe or the slipper, is something that's more specific to the Cinderella story. But if you can think of any other fairy tales that you've heard or read or even watched, or if you read any or watch any in the future, see if you can notice those elements, those good and bad characters, some type of royalty, kings, queens, and the good character usually ends up happily ever after, and the bad or evil character is punished in some way. So just interesting that is true in all fairy tales. So that is Cinderella, and I hope you enjoyed it. You could go ahead and check it out, read it yourself, and then, like I said, feel free to check out any of the other geodes if you would like. All right, they're not all just Cinderella stories. There's some other topics. So I will talk to everybody soon. Thanks. Bye, guys.